right, it's time to do what we do this time every day right here on iBrandTV. We're here to bring you the breakfast show, Daybreak, and it's going to happen the way it usually happens every day, weekday here on iBrand. I am Michael Nath, not alone as usual. I got with me here to bring you all the goodies we have in store for you this morning. Margaret Opara. Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning, Michael. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, sure.
Tomorrow is Thursday. Next tomorrow is Friday.
Today is Tuesday.
What's happening? Okay, I have something to do on Sunday, so I'm fast forwarding. Okay, well, it's Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday is the same thing, you know. So it's a beautiful Tuesday morning on iBrand Daybreak, and as usual, we bring you interesting lineup of events in the world of entertainment, business, sports, politics, and what have you, even in the world of social media now. So we have the paper review, the news updates, we have the discussion segments, we have sports, and of course, social media boards. But before we go into all of that, let's start off with the news update. Now, Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong has condemned the killing of 12 people at Kashe Sabon Lai community in Kuru district of Jos South local governments of the state. A statement by the governor's director of press and public affairs, Makut Machman, in Jos, quoted Lalong as saying this when he visited the community to condole with affected families. The governor, represented by the secretary to the state government, Pastor Dandadi Atu, urged communities to increase surveillance and intelligence gathering.
Now, the United Nations International Children Educational Fund has expressed concern over the fate of about 150 students abducted from the Salihu Tanko Islamia School in Tegina, Rafi local government area of the state, and called for their immediate and unconditional release. This happening in Niger State. The deputy country representative of UNICEF Nigeria, Rushnan Motaza, made the appeal in a statement made available to journalists. UNICEF also stressed that attacks on students and schools are not only reprehensible, but a gross violation of the right of children to education.
Now, a senior protection assistant with the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, Abubakar Garba Idris, who was abducted by the Islamic State of West African province, ISWAP, in Medjugorje, the Maturi Highway has regained freedom after more than 5 months of hostage. Idris is at the moment undergoing medical and military checks with troops of Operation Hadin Kai in Medjugorje before he would be released to his family. Also, a businessman, Mao Zubawa, who was also kidnapped on that same day, was released along 8 other captives, all undergoing debriefing by the military.
Now to Zambia. Well, the first president, Kenneth Kaunda, has been admitted to hospital as the southern African country battles a surge in COVID-19 cases. Kaunda asked for all Zambians and the international community to pray for him, as the medical team is doing everything possible to ensure that he recovers. The short statement did not specify the cause of Kaunda's illness.
Now, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has delayed his plans to lift COVID-19 lockdown restriction by a month. Johnson warned that thousands of people might die if he did nothing about the more infectious Delta variant. Under the final stage of a plan outlined by Johnson in February, he had hoped to lift most social restrictions on June 21, meaning pubs, restaurants, nightclubs, and other hospitality venues could fully reopen. That much anticipated step was pushed back to July 19.
And that's it on the updates on papers, or rather the news updates. And we're going to take a break now. We'll come back. We'll bring you the headlines on some of today's Nigerian dailies. Stay with us.
Beautiful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
Fresh from the farm, he good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put on for fire and your food is already. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop banga cook don't easy. Banga na palm fruit where they come out. Put them inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup where you like. And other food them like rice, beans, and even yam. Now Pali Agro Product Limited then they manufacture them. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, for make your food yummy.
Fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go to pay you, even your fingernails go to pay you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for now. Una don't hear banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the open up. Take the amount where you want, put them for your pot. Which soup you want make? She na egusi, she na ogbono, she na vegetable, she na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy banga fresh palm fruit extract. They gonna say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, make your food yummy.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447. 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga fresh palm fruit.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's true unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores.
It's iBrand Daybreak, today Tuesday, here on iBrandTV Lagos. Now time for us to bring you some of the top stories on some of Nigeria's dailies today. And we have right here in the studio, Tony Waje. Tony Waje is a journalist and a publisher of the Recorder NG. Tony, sir, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you. You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Now, we are kicking off right away with the nation. From the topmost portion, we have Olubadan, Emir's parley on security in Ibadan. Oshomole renews battle with Obaseki over lawmakers. Gunmen killed 12 in attack on plateau communities. Ganduje, I will remain in politics after my tenure. Soyinka Clark fault Buhari's grazing route plan and have screaming colors there. PDP governors raise alarm over frivolous borrowings. INEC job lobby for Onochie gears up at Senate. And finally, Oshibajo, Bagudu's wife, make case for albinos.
Right now, moving to the Punch paper, the top part says terminal operators to join planned Apapa ports with construction. This coming from the federal government. And now Naira tumbles by 51.95% despite CBN defense measures. 12 states battle IDP crisis, communities, farms deserted. Now going to the top story, Buhari regime borrows $2.2 billion from China, with riders saying $719.61 million used to service Chinese loans since inception in 2015. PDP governors lampoon Buhari over huge debt profile, CBN operations. Moving on, 2 more suspects arrested over Osun female teenager killed by ritualist. How monarchs alight aid herdsmen atrocities coming from Ekiti farmers. Okogi attacks Buhari regime, says anarchy looms in Nigeria. Details of these on page 18. Now, we will respond appropriately to Fulani attack on Delta, coming from Pandev and Mend. Outrage as federal government demolishes 12 Lagos churches on alleged illegal plots. Finally, Umahi defends Buhari's appointment, says Southeast governors' youths meet on Saturday.
From the Daily Trust's forex scarcity, airlines worried as operational cost rises. How Fani Kayode linked me up with Nnamdi Kanu Asari Dokubo. Delegates to determine my successor, Governor Ganduje, and a screaming headline there. We are at the mercy of kidnappers. Emir of Zauzau cries out, with the rider there, 30 killed in Benue, Plateau, Niger. Military gunships kill over 1,000 cows in Nasarawa. Riders there, herders, farmers in disarray. Soldiers aware of Buhari's shoot-on-sight order, autumn, and no person, animals killed. Air Force, back to you.
Right now, coming from the Daily Times, the topmost part says G7 orders to invest $80 billion in African businesses. The top story says governors allege impunity at CBN, NNPC, NIMATA, and others. Page 2 has that story. Now, about tax, Nigeria loses over 100 billion naira yearly in tax-related frauds. In the power sector, NNPC Egbin collaborates to boost gas to power program. China threat, Delta youth threaten massive reprisals against alleged planned Fulani attacks. And yes, some of the stories. Thank you so much, Mr. Tony, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Right now, moving on to the stories on National Daily today, I would like to pick from the top stories on the Punch paper. It says Buhari regime borrows $2.2 billion from China. Now, the writers are saying $719.61 million used to service Chinese loans since inception in 2015. And PDP governors lampoon Buhari over a huge debt profile and CBN operations. Now, looking at all of these things, the borrowing, according to Nigerians' popular opinion, so borrowing culture, people feel it's getting out of hand, and paying back might be very difficult. What are your thoughts on this?
People are correct. there's something wrong in borrowing money. If we borrow money and tie to a project, not just borrow. We know the history of this country, how they borrow, and at the end of the day, we don't get to see what the project, what they use the money for. Yeah. So I don't have issues with borrowing money. When you borrow money and you tie it to a project and let the people see, if it's a people-oriented project, no problem. But the issue people are having with this present administration is the fact that it's like it's a regular thing. The president comes up, he sends a request to the National Assembly, and it's approved. So every day in, day out, it's all about loans, loans, loans. How do we pay this money back? I was watching the Minister of Transport yesterday, Rotimi Amechi, yeah. And one of the anchor person asked him, like, when this borrowing you guys are, it's like a routine now. How do we pay the interest? How do we pay these services loans? And he said, well, the country has never defaulted, and we borrow, we pay. And they reminded him again that there's a country called, I think, Zambia, where, they run into a hitch in terms when it comes to repayment. Yeah. And then you know what Chinese government does normally. They take over national assets and all that. But I hope the government is factoring all this in place. But I didn't see him answer that question. He evaded it. So that is our fears, because if they can't pay this loan today, the generation unborn will pay. And then secondly, coming from Chinese government, they don't joke when it comes to that, and nothing goes for free for them.
Of course, yeah.
So that is the fear Nigerians are expressing, and I think it's in place. It's not out of place for us to ask, what are these monies being used? This is a country where every day we hear, let's say like every 3 months, we hear repatriation of funds being looted by
and eventually some of those get re-looted.
We don't even know. We only hear the story. Yeah. That it's going to be repatriated. The moment that money is repatriated, we know nothing about it anymore. Yeah. So when we have such, and then you see customs saying they generated so amount of money annually, huge trillions of dollars and naira in terms of revenue, and all that, immigration and all, just name it. We never hear what those funds are used for. We never hear that those funds are being used to add to the budget. We only, in this country, we borrow to fund our budget.
Even there was this case where the federal government said they borrowed money from, money repatriated to Nigeria.
Yeah. They borrow money, they go into people's accounts, dorm accounts, accounts that are not being funded, inactive accounts. They want to, so it's a culture of borrowing. And when people speak, of course, a government that listens to the people never make mistakes. You only have dictators, rulers, and that's why Lai Mohammed came the other day and said, we have a government to rule. What they're doing is they are ruling, they are not leading. When you lead, you listen. It means that you are just opportune to be in front. You are not better than the person behind you. God just put you in front, they hold the touch. But what we see today is that they abuse those opportunities. So when you lead, you listen to the people. When the people cry, sir, can you listen? This borrowing is becoming too much. Can we slow down a bit? Can we reflect how much have we borrowed? When Obasanjo came, he flushed it out. That's what majority of what Okonjo-Iweala did. Was to pay back these loans. And then we start having it over and over. And then when the change regime came, we thought it was going to be different. I don't want to go into the government before that. Because we're, it's just a continuous thing. Right. You tell this one, go borrow, and it means that they like it. Of course, you don't expect that nothing goes, something must go into their pocket. Okay, So we give them approval like that. It's dangerous because we pay them.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. We have to delve right into our discussion segment. You're still very much with us in the studio, yeah?
Oh, sure.
All right, so.
We're going to come back to you shortly. Now, still on June 12th, we want to look at the happenings currently in the country, especially with the nationwide protests that took place in various parts of the country. Our guests will be talking about the June 12th protests, the aftermath of clampdown on protesters. Now, Tony, Wajay is still very much around here in the studios. Was staging protests on Democracy Day a wise decision?
Very wise decision. It's a wise decision. Protest is a right guaranteed by the Constitution. Once it's peaceful protest, I mean, right to free speech, lawful assembly. I don't see anything wrong. That is what the Constitution gives us. When you cannot beat me and not tell me not to cry. Yeah. When things are not going well, even at home, within our own little circle, you see a child cry at times. He's trying to express something, and a father listens. Say, come, why are you crying? You do it. All of us went through that process. So, and that's what we do when we protest in Nigeria. It's only in this country that people protest and it's seen as, and they are called anti-government. If you don't speak in favor of government, it's either you belong to opposition or you don't have the mind of your own, or you hate. It's only under this government I started hearing about fake news, hate, you don't like the, I mean, it's unheard of. People have, I have the right to protest. If you do something wrong and I don't like it, I can get a placard and walk to Adausa and walk to Eagle Square or walk to Asuvilla and stand alone. I can do a stand-alone protest. It's allowed. June 12 protest was expected. But because this government, everybody knows they don't like protest. We saw what happened with NSAS. They hijacked it. This so-called unknown government that we're talking about today, they created it because towards, I mean, let's say like 7 days into the protest, we saw all manner of people coming out to hijack the protest. We saw people, adorned in suits, dressed in suits. Are
you saying that agents sent by
agents of states, yes, hijacked, and in the process,
confirmed?
And in the process, with people who wanted to use that NSAS to drive a message, they hijacked it, and in the process, the whole thing went the other way. We saw, we have views, we have pictures, we have visuals where not people who dress on black suits, government official vehicles, comes into a crowd, disperse it in Abuja, for instance, and disappear. In Lagos here at Alausa, we saw it. Come about in buses, and they do the same. They don't like protests. I see nothing wrong, and Democracy Day would have been a perfect opportunity for the government to listen to the crowd. Just listen to what they have to say. I didn't see any, and nobody, the one as a driver, I monitored it. There was nothing wrong. People came out, and they were doing it peacefully. Until the police started shooting into the air. And definitely people will react.
Now, do you think this government the message has been passed from the NSAS protest to the June 12 protest? Because there was a recent interview with the president, and he said the NSAS protest was a protest to remove him. Well, that was not what the NSAS protest was about. It was a protest against bad governance. But I'm sure probably his people around him had told him that they want to remove you. So, do you think the government is even getting this message by the youth at all?
It's not, I don't want to hear the people around him. It's the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
He got the message wrong.
No. He watches TV. That the president means you have to be 24/7 on the alert. Information comes to you, truly. But you must know a lot of things on your own. He's been around for a long time. It's been around the system a long time. So I don't expect that an attorney general like Malami will come and influence me, for instance. I appointed you an attorney general. And so if he ill-advise me, I should be able to tell, because I've been in that state, on that platform for a long time. So this you are trying to exonerate. No. He must take blame for it. He doesn't like protest in any way. And he was saying that they wanted to come to this place to remove my government. Now, that's exactly what I'm saying. When you start seeing protests in that manner, you will never allow it to happen. They shoot into the air. They do all sorts. It's not about coming to remove, and that's why they lost the message of the NSAS. And you can see the policemen still doing what they're doing in some parts of Nigeria. They're back. They are back. No lesson was learned because nothing happened to them. I mean, all those policemen, where are they? Some of them have been changed. They are now wearing full police uniform. They are on the road. Those policemen you see on the streets today, they are still NSAS men, but they only change their uniform.
Yeah, the same individuals.
They don't change.
But different.
So the message has not been learned. Nothing has been learned because They abhor protest. And so when you don't like something, you don't want to take the message that comes from it. You do everything to malign it. That is what the present administration has been doing since they came. The last administration, when I remember 2012 here, at a Jota there, when the price of petroleum was hiked, this same administration, members of the present administration, we know them today, they are doing, they are in the present table. They constituted the majority of people who campaigned against that fuel subsidy removal in 2012. Today they're in government. And they were all doing all sorts. They were protesting in Abuja, led by the president himself, when he was in the opposition. Nobody flogged them, nobody chased them with tear gas. They had a peaceful rally, whatever protest they call it. Nobody. But now, once they hear it, they are there. I mean, you can't, and I think to get to a point in Nigeria that people will come out on the streets and wait for them because things are not working. And you're telling me I cannot complain. Go around the country, look at their faces, go to the marketplace. Things are not working, and you say people should not complain. In this country, tariffs have been increased. Fuel prices has been, they can just wake up. This is the first time that I'm seeing that, like, on a yearly basis, they increase pump prices quietly, and nobody makes a move. We just continue. And they are trying to do another one. Anytime from now, it's going to happen because it's a done deal. And so when people protest, Democracy Day would have been a perfect day for government to even listen. Okay, we don't allow them to protest for a long time. Let's just listen to them. Okay. Take it.
All right.
Nobody's going to remove you. Why is he always scared?
Now, despite all the hype given to the nationwide protests on June 12th, there was abysmally low turnout. What could be responsible
compared to the entrance protests?
See, you just said it. Low turnout. If you have a brother in the house or relatives who tells you, Bros, I want to go and protest tomorrow. Before then, you've heard the IG of police, you've heard the commissioner of police, or threats from all corners that once you come out, this is what you get. Parents, hold your children, warn them. What happens? That's just like voter apathy. People will disappear. Look at what happened to NSAS. Look at the way they quelled. Look at what happened. You remember what happened at Lekki Gates at Alausa here? How people were killed. Until now, they are still denying it. So it's been there over time. But it can't continue like that. Definitely one day, we'll get it right. This, you may call it low turnout. But the fact is that at least almost all over the country, people didn't come out. For me, for the fact that people shut down their stores, the markets were shut, and there was silence. Nobody stepped out that day. People were peeping from the window. For me, that's a protest. That's a very quiet protest. Not coming on the streets and making noise. Coming on the streets, and when you see those people too coming out, carrying placard, I commend them. I commend them heavily. But if you can't come out, you stayed in the house. For me, that's a boycott. And he tells government, no, you come out, we'll protect you. Protect who? Protect who? Have you been protecting me before? When people are dying every day, as I'm sitting down here now, people are being killed everywhere all over the country. How can you? So, for me, staying indoors is a protest. Then I commend the people who managed to come out. For me, it's not a low turnout at all. Especially in Abuja, in Lagos. They still continue. Ibadan, but you know, the media can cover everywhere. Ibadan, Ekiti, in Osun and all that. They tried. It will continue. It will continue. It may not be like, but you know, NSAS now. And the government is trying not to allow what happened, and trying not to make sure that it gets to that level. So they are doing everything to quench it. Anybody who opposes it.
Now, democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And supposedly, he just said that. And now we look at all of these things. June 12 was supposed to be the day we celebrate democracy. We saw that nobody was really interested. And now let's flash our minds back to some years ago, when on the 1st of October, every year you see people rally and wear the green, white, green, everybody, but for 4 years in a row, 1st of October, I don't even see anybody wear the green, white, green. So would you say this government is this is actually a democratic system of government? Because I saw a picture of a media personality covering the protest, fully guarded, helmet and bulletproof. And on social media, it was asked for a media personality to even guard himself. That means anything can happen. It wasn't like that in the days of my father when he said they used to protest. So would you say it's actually a democratic system of government, or
no? This is not democracy. This is civilian rule. This is civil rule. Because all the trappings of democracy, we are not practicing it. This is a country where elections are won by talks. You see, if we don't say the truth, we'll never escape this. We'll just be making progress in circle, doing the same kind of election. Democracy means you go vote, and the rightful winner wins the election. And that's what happened in June 12th. And that's when it happened. No, people, you know. That's what happened in June 12th. So people were thinking that, okay, in the spirit of June 12th, let's just use this Democracy Day to appraise our journey so far. And people are coming, no progress. It's been stagnant because we failed to get it right then. If we had gotten it right, I'm sure by now we'll be going up. But somebody came somewhere and said, it's not possible. You can only do those things like coming out wearing green and, you know, when your government has something for you. It's not, that nationalism is no longer there. People now want to leave Nigeria. I remember growing up, independent, just as he said, we look forward to it. You march, you wear a green, white, green, you present your school, you march, and your governor is there, you know, and it's happy, you know, you look forward to it. Early in the morning, you're waking up because it's a national assignment. It's something you're proud of. But these days, even some states doesn't even recognize it. Some governors don't come. And they went through it. And then we're at the end of the day, we say we don't know our problems. We know those things. You just mention it. You get to tomorrow, now maybe a governor, and you get there. You want to bring this back. And some people tell you, no, we passed it. It's okay. But if you're passionate about the country, you drive that change. At what point do you start making mistake? Nigeria was so wealthy. We are still wealthy today. I wonder. So at what point did we deviate? And this same country, what's the name? Gowan at the point, 73, 74, was saying Nigeria is so rich that you don't even know what to do with the money. And it was paying 6 months arrear in terms of salary. And people were going, they were mad, they were buying everything. Have you ever seen that before? So at what point did we deviate? That at times when you're driving and you miss your way, what do? You turn back and retrace your step. Because if you keep going, you'll never get it right. Why can't you just why are we, I don't know. I don't know, and we don't want to get it right.
All right, now, June 12th protests were mostly peaceful. But we saw the police tear gassed, dispersed, arrested protesters. Any justification for
No justification. I listened to Frankenbauer that day when I was justifying it and was quoting gibberish. Why? Peaceful protests.
Unarmed protesters.
Lawful protests. Unarmed protesters. Why would you shoot them? I know that one day we'll correct this. I keep saying it. Because when they say this, they go home and sleep. And nobody challenges them. They go home and sleep. And no remorse. They don't have any fear. That you're sitting down there doesn't mean you're the best. You're sitting down there and so pretending over us doesn't mean you're the best. And so when you talk, accord some respect to those who are watching you. It's wrong for the police to say that. It's totally wrong. In Abuja, you see some people for government. Some anti-government. Those for government were protected. The guy walked into their middle and they almost killed him. Yeah. And we're asking one of them on TV yesterday. How did you, what you guys did? Was it right? And you're saying the guy walked into and you think it's right. He was justifying it. He was justifying it because nothing happened. Everybody, it's impunity all the way. You don't have the right to arrest a protester. I can go on the street and change, take a placard and go in front of governor's office and stay. But you know what will happen? Is that they shoot you or they pick you up and lock you up and nobody will come for you. Nobody will come for you. One guy did it in Kogi State. I think carrying a placard of Mr. President. You know, it was against the same issue we're talking about. See today, and this governor in Kogi State locked him up. See today, people have been crying, let this guy go, and nobody's listening. And you tell me that there won't be a problem one day. I know a lot of people are agitated. They're just waiting for the right time. Because you can't run a country where some people feel they can dictate, and their dictation is the rule, is the order of the day. Anyhow they want it, you don't have the right to complain. Why would I have the right to complain? I don't like something, allow me to voice it. You may not do it, but please, can you listen to me? You must listen to me.
Freedom of expression.
That's what the Constitution guarantees.
You mentioned you're waiting for the right time. Now the question is, when is the right time?
Listen. Okay, listen. You say the NSAS. We almost got it right. What's what government did? That was the first time people came together. They don't want it.
Yeah.
They don't want it. Divide and rule has been the order of the day since after independence. Divide and rule. When you divide them, they don't have the strength. There's power in number. Once they are together. So what they did was to polarize it. Divide them.
No, I asked this.
No, I know.
Even the media that's supposed to be an avenue for freedom of speech is almost being put down and pressed together, because we see cases where the media goes to cover it and the media personality is being harassed, is being beaten up, almost arrested.
Yeah, the media has so much powers, but they don't want to apply it yet. Yes, there's something they call blackout. The media can do it. But what I found out in Nigeria today, what I noticed or observed in Nigeria today is that most media organizations or institutions are owned by politicians. Majority of them.
Funded by politicians.
Owned or at the background. So when it happens like that, what do you expect? You know, the political leanings. You get a story, so this you give it to your editor, please, I want it, and you come tomorrow, the story didn't run. They killed it because it will go against, you know. So I don't want to go into it, but that is why the media has so much power. They can with all this thing going on, beating journalists, taking their camera and smashing it, and tomorrow I still go and cover that same. No, I can't do that. If once the media is ready, we get this. I remember those days during the military junta, and they were chasing the media, especially the print, and they went underground and were still hitting the government. So media has the strength. They have that strength, and that's why you can see what's going on now with the Twitter and all that. It's like they're coming back in that same mode. It's high time for the media. It's high time the media stand up to these people.
Let's look at...
I mean, maybe the torchbearers were waiting for them.
Okay, now let's look at the dramatic aspects of what played out on June 12th. There were two groups of protesters, one anti, the other one pro-government. What actually happened?
No,
because people got confused now. All we were hearing about at the beginning of it all were these people who had things to tell the government, condemning, you know, the negative aspects of the government, and suddenly, bam, from out of the blue, another group came out. We are now going contrary to whatever those people, other people were doing. And at a point, there was a kind of clash between the two groups and stuff. The anti and the pro.
You know now, well, you know Nigeria. That's what I'm saying. If you follow the answers, it's always been like that. That's why, you know, I said something like unknown government. When they came and broke the ranks of the NSAS that time, we saw them, but nobody was able to say this is where they came from. Agents of states. This one you're mentioning, pro-government and anti-government. Those people who are against, I don't call them anti-government. People who came to express their feeling. They are not against government. This is how I feel. Okay. So I cannot buy, I went to the market, I can't buy anything with my money. I can't buy fuel, I can't buy this. So they came to protest. Those are genuine protesters, Nigerian protesters. When When you now see people who are close to, what's the name of this place in Abuja, close to the seat of power, pro-government people, they are there. You have police cover, they wear this T-shirt, and you see police, you know. It tells you that those are state-sponsored. And after the aftermath, we saw people quarreling in, you know, that they came here to pick some money. And somebody said, they say, you came, this 1,000 that brought me out here. And somebody quarreling, didn't get the money. So it's been like that over time. It's been like that over time. And there's a particular face, and once I see the guy, I know where he's coming from. So that has been that is the face of this present administration. That's what they do. You cannot counter everything. Everybody does. It's not when you see people protesting, you feel they don't like the president. No, can you just stop it? Then they hate the president. Is he not a Nigerian? Do the right thing for the people. That's all they ask for. That is all they ask for. That is all they ask for. Here, tariff increment every second. I mean, of course, electricity and all that. Pump pricing. And the most painful part is that you don't even hear anybody trying to, you know, assuage the feelings of Nigeria. Nobody is telling you, sorry, you know, we have to do this based on this. You know, just give us some time. We get palliative or something. You know, I don't want to go into the area. So why won't you expect people not? Why would you can't get jobs? You can't get jobs. People create their own jobs. They go online. They create. I mean, we have bloggers. We have people who are using all these online platforms like Twitter to market their wares. That's their office. And say shut it down. And you're telling people not to cry. Is that not madness? Is that not madness? That you're sitting down there doesn't make you better. You only have 1 year, 11 months or less to go. So can't you just do something for the people to remember you when you go? When you go. This is a country where we were talking about grazing routes, something in 1963. Telling your Attorney General to go and dig out a gazette. So you want to take us back to 1960. And a lot of things is that, you know, I mean, what are we talking about? And you say people shouldn't, a lot of things angers the people of Nigeria today. And they can't speak because the president will not allow it.
All right,
that's only something will happen someday.
For the want of time, we have to wrap up very simple. Briefly, what, you know, a lot of things have been said, but I believe so much in recommendations for success. So what are your recommendations for success?
We didn't listen.
Country? Okay, I think we should just try
let's keep saying it.
The issue is this. We know. For me, it's mainly leadership. We need to reform our pass electoral bill. Ask me why they are not passing it. Because you change a lot of things. I don't need to go and stand by the queue to vote. After voting, one miscreant somewhere will come take the ballot box and go and change it. So the essence, all the things I've done that morning is a waste. Because they go and change it and put somebody I didn't vote for. Somebody that I didn't win. So we have to reform our electoral system first so they can get leadership, good leadership. We have people with brain in this country. We can't be churning out charlatans every day. Until we get it right, for me, that is number one. Once we get it right, we start getting it right from that spot. Once we get our electoral system correct, everything will fall. The problem we have in Nigeria is leadership. A leadership that doesn't listen. That Nigeria needs job. People, Your Excellency, people like being Nigeria in droves. They are not comfortable. They are not even proud of your country again. And you're just sitting there and saying, let them go. And you're telling them that they burn buses in Lagos. They should walk. Who does that? That's impunity. Wow. I'm telling you, that is impunity. But nobody challenges the National Assembly. They should call them to order. Oh, they've even gone on break for 2 weeks. So what are we? Where are you going to start from? Then with all this thing I'm seeing, I can't talk. Then I should die. This country belongs to everybody. If I feel pained by your policy, I should be able to talk. I can't just buy everything you say, hook, line, and sinker. If I don't like it, I should be able to talk. And it's not when I come to talk, you're telling me I don't have the right. It's totally wrong. Wow. So until we get leadership right, we're wasting time. No matter what they say here, we're wasting time. We have the solution to our problems. It's implementation that matters.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Tony Waje. Thank you. Now, we've been speaking to Tony Waje, a journalist and publisher of the Recorder NG. We have to get leadership right because leadership is very, very important. We'll take a short break now. Up next, we'll bring you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports. And today, Chidi is standing by.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found a solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga Fresh Palm.
Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners. Best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome back. This is the iBrand Daybreak. Yes, the sports segment of the iBrand Daybreak show. Let's talk about the ones that are going on right now. Start off with the Euros 2020. Last night we saw how Spain were unable to win their opening game against Sweden. It ended in a goalless score note. Yes, 0-0. That's how that one panned out. But the focus is not about last night. The focus has got to be about today. Yes, you know how the Group F of this tournament has been talked about so much. It's going down today, the ones between France and Germany, and of course Portugal and Hungary. They are expected to be going down today, and you know Portugal going into this one as defending champions. They opened their campaign against a Hungarian side that many have said would be the fourth side at the end of the group stages. But many are also saying Hungary should not be underestimated. They could spring a surprise and possibly start out tonight by denying Portugal a win in the one that is going down tonight. Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, they are both expected to feature for the Portuguese side, who were champions far back in 2016 when they defeated France in the finals of the Euros. Well, it's not the only game going down today. While Portugal, who are defending champions, will be taking on Hungary. France and Germany, that one expected. Well, not expected. Call it the biggest game of this first round. Is also going down today. Is the other game in Group F. And we get to see how France, who have been touted as the possible champions of those ones, we get to see how they will feature tonight. Lots and lots of players on their ranks. We get to see who could be playing. Benzema returning to the team for the first time since 2015. Yes, and we've seen how he's featured for them in the pre-tournament friendlies, and he could possibly be getting a shot to starting today. We also see Mbappe, who has been imperious for Chelsea. We also get to see Antoine Griezmann, who has been wonderful for France. Kylian Mbappe, lots and lots of players. Paul Pogba of Manchester United. Lots of players in that French national team. And could they hold their own when they take on Germany later tonight? I guess tonight is a night of football enjoyment. Let's get to see how those two games will pan out. Portugal and Hungary, and of course, France and Germany. Let me talk about the Super Falcons quickly before I talk about Copa America. Yes, they are right now at the United States for the summer series, and the first game they lost to Jamaica. Yet their second game they were unable to win that one, but it was a far better performance than the one against Jamaica, and then 3-3. And right now the preparation for the United States of America has begun. You know, the United States women, the women national team, they are the champions of the world as it stands, and the Super Falcons will be taking on the most formidable team in the women's world of football right now. And we get to see how they would feature when they take on the United States team later on. Coach Randy Waldrum has said he's expecting something better from his team, considering the fact they did far better than they did against Jamaica when they played in that 3-3 draw with Portugal. Well, let's get to see how they will do. Captain Asisa Toshuala will be leading the side. Expectedly, she scored the last time out against Portugal. Let's see how the Super Falcons will fare against the U.S. women's national team. Now, let me wrap up talking about the Copa America. Yes, just like the Euros is going on in Europe, Copa America has right now begun in the continent of South America. And Argentina are one of the sides many are picking to be the winners of this one, considering the fact they've come so close on many occasions, but they were unable to win it. Well, it's a big question right now because Argentina always comes so close. Could this be the time they get to do things differently? Last night, we got to see how Messi led Argentina in that 1-1 draw with Chile, who are arch rivals. We also saw how Chile stopped them once upon a time from winning the Copa America, and Chile yesterday night stopped them from winning that game. 1-1 it ended. Lionel Messi on the scoreline. The score sheet for Argentina, Eduardo Vargas scoring for Chile. And well, you could say it's not a good starting note for Argentina, who would have loved to win that one, but they have like 2 other games to play. And when they go on to play, they would be hoping they'll win this one and possibly go all the way through the finals and win the Copa America. That's it for you on the sports update. Michael, it's back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jidechi. Margaret,
yes.
What have we got now?
We have the social media wars right now going on. Now, this on social media, someone said, do women ever know that men cry because of them in private? And replies are, Susan Adekoka said, lie from the pit of hell. This gender can lie, sha. Someone said, ha ha ha, men can cry for the sake of anything, but even the least game we caught for their betting, they go cry. But to cry for my gender, not only Indian and Philippine movies, are they see oh well. Then someone else saying, men can cry because of money, land, and some life experiences, not because of women. Someone said, these ones that drink fearless. And lastly, someone else said, do you expect someone that's shy to cry because of woman? No. It's those that drink Coca-Cola that can cry because of women. Now, well, they're asking if men, your gender, can cry because of a woman.
I don't cry. I can't cry because of a woman, but men cry because of women.
Well, men have cried because of me before anyway.
Huh? Yeah, sound your trumpet, baby.
Oh yeah, of course, I'm going to sound my trumpet. I'm a beautiful lady, so men. Actually, I find men crying romantic. I think, yeah, it's not something we get to see all the time. So anyone that cries for me, man, you're my hero. If you really love me, just shed some tears.
Wow.
For me. Yeah,
so any man who is interested
not
in
fake
that,
tears, though. I know.
How do you distinguish?
Don't worry, when you cry, I'll know if you cry now. All right, now we have to wrap up the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I earlier caught today, Wednesday, but that was a mistake. But tomorrow is the actual Wednesday, and Wednesdays are interesting as always. Every show is interesting. We'll bring you an interesting one. And now I'll leave you with a quote from MK Abiola. He said, people of Nigeria, our time is now. You are the repository of power in the land. People of Nigeria, our time is now. You are the repository of power in the land. Just like the guest has said, we need leaders and not rulers. So when you get to your turn, please lead and lead properly. And this not to wrap up yet again. My name is Margaret.
Michael not here. Catch you tomorrow.
Bye for now.